On the contrary, has any more
Are you
questions?
ready for the last question?
More questions for Rahman.
No problem. No problem.
Roman, welcome to Fight Week, man. How are you feeling?
Good. Feeling good. Weight cut is going good. Is this water warm? Yes, I will drink this water.
Awesome, man.
So
Anthony,
drink a lot of water.
it's good, good, good. Obviously, Anthony Hernandez, the opponent for this week, main event. What are your thoughts on the booking with Anthony? What do you make of him as an opponent going into this one?
For a couple months, they were telling me that I'm fighting Whitaker, but when they announced that Whitaker is fighting the Reader, next day they send me Fluffy. I think we both deserve better opponents, higher ranked, but it is how it is. You know, I'm glad with the organization anyway, and if I'm glad, I'm just taking what they offer.
You mentioned there you believe both of you guys deserve better opponents. So do you think winner of this one comes Saturday will get a Whitaker type opponent or someone like that their next outing?
I think for now, Whitaker, I don't want to sound bad, but not so much interesting for future my career. That's why after this win, somebody from top 5.
What do you make of his fight style, Anthony? He seems to adapt pretty well to the different types of opponent he's faced in the past.
He faced very good opponents. He's a very good fighter. He's a very good person. Also, we met him yesterday in a hotel. And but I think he faced good opponents, but he never faced somebody with grappling like me. And we all know that he have a good cardio and he loves to be on the ground and control people there. But I'm very active on the ground. I don't give rest to nobody.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask also, how have you been mentally and everything going into this? You're on a 3-fight win streak now. Before that, you were on a skid with Nasruddin and Marvin, but now you got the Marvin rematch under your belt. You got him out, So how does it feel now, and you got that out of your way, and now you're on a 3-fight win streak going into one of the biggest fights?
Fighting never affect on my life. Fighting never change who I am, and that's why win or lose, I don't think about it much. I'm just doing what I need to do. I'm still staying the same man, and I don't even understand how fighting can affect on me. That's why mentally I'm always ready, no matter what's going on in my career. And if we are talking about these fights, this fight is the back-to-back second main event, second 5-round fight. And of course, I worked a little bit more on specifics, where my opponent loved to be and stuff like that. But that's all, nothing more, nothing special.
And obviously, people are aware of what you bring to the table, your skill inside the cage, but there's always going to be people that are put asterisks by your wins, maybe that Kevin Holland one and stuff like that. Do you feel like you need to prove anything to anyone out watching, or is it just like, whatever?
I don't need to prove nothing to anybody. I'm just living my life, and if somebody don't like me, that's very good, because that means that my life is affecting on their life.
Awesome. And you saw, obviously, Georgia continues to go on a run right now, man. So with a potential win for you this weekend, continues to put your country in even a higher state in MMA. So what are your thoughts right now on the state of MMA in your country? And obviously, Merab just got booked against Corey Sandhagen. Just kind of talk to me about the landscape of Georgia is right now.
We are living a very big, beautiful, very strong era of MMA for Georgia. Fighters are making big moves. We are creating big history for our future generations, but also we are setting for them very high level where they need to get. Nobody will accept in Georgia if you are just UFC fighter. You need to be top fighter now, because they have so many top fighters. I'm like 3 years probably in a row. Top 3, we have 2 champions. Giga was so long top fighter, and there are many and many more better. I don't want to name everybody, because there are a lot of guys who deserve to be in UFC, but I think the future is very bright for Georgian MMA.
I mean, you mentioned it there, the Ilias of the world, Merab, you, Giga Chikadze. Have you noticed an increase in influx of youth coming in through Georgia from MMA, just maybe more kids like, hey, I want to start MMA now, when they see guys like you and your people putting on the show?
I live in Georgia, and I definitely feel how people are involved in MMA. They watch everything. Sometimes they know more about my opponents than I know, because I don't watch much fights and stuff like that. But it's very big in Georgia, and of course we give them We give them show them the right way, what you need to do to achieve your goals, what you need to do to become a champion. That we also show them that it's possible to achieve your goals, what you want to do, if you are putting right effort, right time, and right place. And especially when you look let's say Merab, what type of road he made to become a champion, how long, where he was before, how he get to America, where he was working before fighting, or how long he was fighting and winning just to get title shot. This all shows that everything is possible, just you need to have power of will and believe in yourself.
And the next title fight in your division will take place 1 week after your main event with Anthony. So, meaning it will still, whatever happens this weekend will still be fresh in people's minds next week when that title fight's happening. So, does that make it even more important for you to go out there and make the statement you want to make this weekend?
Every fight is important. As I already mentioned, I never change nothing because of something. It is just fight. I just need to be there, show who I am, and win the fight. Yes, it's important fight. We're talking about title fight, and I'm very excited to watch who will win.
How do you see that one going? Who do you have between Dricus and Hamzat?
For me, it's very much 50-50 because Hamzat is very high-level athlete, and we all know that he can finish anybody, take down anybody. But after second round, he always having problems, and this is a five-round fight. And we also know Dricus is a very high-level athlete, very well-rounded, very good power, will, and very durable. And that's why I'm saying 50-50. If it will be stoppage, I think Hamzat will win the first, second, maybe beginning of third round. If it will be decision, I'm thinking that Dricus will win the fight.
Speaking of that, bouncing off of it, you take a look at, when this fight is scheduled. Yes, it's maybe not a Robert Whittaker or a top 5 opponent yet, but it sets you up perfectly. The main event right before the middleweight title. This is your third main event headlining. For you, what pride do you take in, getting that responsibility, but also getting to showcase what you're really about and show that I deserve to be at the top?
No, in the UFC and in life in general, nobody cares what you deserve. It's like it's a business. Don't forget, it's show. And I'm not a guy who talks a lot. I'm a guy who talks truth and the right things. Of course, right things for me. And I don't. That doesn't pressure me. They can give me or not. No matter if I'm winning, I will make them give me title shot. I will make them put me on the spot where I want to be. That's why I'm not thinking about things like that. I'm just doing what I want. I'm living like I want to live. And I think understanding of freedom and understanding why, because I never thought and I never wanted to be a high-level athlete. Let's start from this. I started very late MMA. But as I mentioned, I'm top 10 fighter for 3 years already. And I'm doing this because I like my freedom. Because of money, what I'm making here, I can live my life free, how I see it free, how I think it's free for me. And if I don't agree with organization or something, I always can say, I don't agree with you guys. And sometimes I say, but if I'm here, if I'm fighting, if I'm agreed to fight, what they're offering me, that means that I'm glad with my life and what I'm doing here.
I know the job's not finished by any means, and there's still a lot of work to do. But how do you reflect on your MMA journey so far and be able to appreciate, this is where you're at right now?
I'm very thankful to my destiny. I'm very thankful everything what I have in my life. I'm very thankful to organization because without UFC, where I would be. I always say, no matter where I would be and what I will be doing in my life, I will be the best. I'm in fighting, I want to be the best in fighting. But I understand the way what I have with UFC, thanks to UFC, it's much easier. And I always say that using this UFC platform, I'm achieving and opening the doors what would be closed for me without fighting. That's why I'm very glad with everything what's happening in my life. I always say also, I'm not 100% angel, and we all have bad and good side. And everything, bad, good, black, white, it's all mine, and I'm glad everything is what's happening in my life.
You know, there's a lot of benefits that you've earned through the UFC. You know, one of which being able to travel and do things with your family. You took a trip back to Georgia just a couple of months ago. For you, how special was it to be able to be back in Georgia and just enjoy it with your family?
Of course, my life is there. My life is in my kids. My future in my kids. For me, my life not so important, and everything, even what I'm doing for them. Some people think that I can regret because I have 3 boys, and I can maybe regret that I'm not spending time with them. Youngest one is like a couple months old, and I'm missing this time. But I don't think like that. I know and truly am realizing why I'm doing all these things, and I'm doing for them, for their future, and that helps me to grow in them a real man. And that's why, I'm just take it like a part of my job, and I'm just going back home and enjoying time with them, and life is good. Thank you.
On that note of selflessness and taking care and taking on those fatherly responsibilities, what do you feel like you've learned most about yourself as a father through them?
Because I never was selfish, but I think when you are father, you understand that you can't go back home and you can say, oh, today I don't have money to feed you. Impossible. You will do anything to feed your child. You will do anything to provide for them. And I'm just living my life not only for myself. I'm living, looking at them. First of all, I'm looking to my ancestors, how they raised me, to my grandfather, to my father. I'm in Georgia and living in Georgia to show my kids that how I respect my father, to show them how I respect elders, to show them the culture, to make them also see how life is for me, first of all, of course. And, everything is going good, as I already said.
All these things happening, legacy, family, potential title implications, a win on Saturday, what does that statement make from you?
Anthony is a very good fighter, 7-fight win streak. Win over him, of course, takes away this 7 win streak for him, and I will just prove to everybody that I'm there, and I hope I will get somebody next who will put me next on the title shot.
Rahman Gamarjoba,
Kamarjob.
good to see. We mentioned a little bit with Hero about that Georgian presence. Are you having Merab in your corner this weekend? And if so, how's that work been?
Yes, Merab is in my corner. I'm always happy when my friends are with me, and with Merab will be also other Georgians with me, and I'm glad that they are surrounding me.
It's not the first time you've been here in Vegas. You're very familiar with the Apex. Did you do anything different here in town for this camp? PI, anything new, or just the same?
Only new thing what I did, I just found new spot in mountains. That's all.
Have you found any spot to get some Georgian food? Is there anybody in Vegas that?
We have Vato. He's making sometimes some Georgian dishes, but this time he didn't do nothing. That's why, no. And there was one restaurant who they were cooking something Georgian, but they are closed now. That's why in Vegas, nothing to try. Probably, I don't. Maybe there is something, but if they texting comments, I will read about.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And one of our colleagues, Vlad, told me that the Georgian food is very fattening. So maybe it's a good thing you're not having too much Georgian cuisine.
That's the right thing, Yes, the Georgian food is like very heavy. We have a lot of cheese bread and stuff like that, and a lot of different variations of it. And of course, that would be harder to cut weight after food like that. But I'm very strict with myself. That's why I would resist. Don't worry about it.
Right on, man. And last for me, you mentioned the boys. Hope they're doing good. I know your oldest might be watching, or he's not ready, or does the older of the boys watch your fights yet?
I don't like when they're watching my fights. Let's start from this. But of course, he sneaks and finds ways because he is old enough to do this. But if we are talking, probably the next question will be, I want them to be fighting or not. And definitely, I don't want them to be fighting. I want them to have good education, and when time they will come, they will decide what they want to do in their life. But I will not put them in fighting to be main life goal for them, because 8 years I lived in Ukraine for education, for university. My fighting career started there. When I was 22, I started grappling, and I was 28 was my first directly pro MMA fight. And these 8 years, I was also teaching. I have my own MMA gym, and I saw a lot of guys who wanted to become fighter and don't think about other steps in their life. They're left without nothing. Because fighting, a lot of different factors need to play out to become a world level fighter. Let's start first that you don't know what will be in the future. You don't know what injuries can be. And let's say you started fighting let's say 22, and 26 you are injured, then you can do nothing. What else for your life? Like also another thing I also think is very important is luck. Sometimes very good fighters outside of UFC, and they will never be fighting here. And also a lot of guys who deserve to fight, they get some fights when they can. It's like one step till UFC, and they are not making, like they are losing or something happening. And the main thing, everybody thinks that you are in UFC or you are on top of the mountain. But I see a lot of, I train here, Apex, PI. I want to say big thanks to PI team. They are like my family here. I'm coming to Vegas because I have family in Extreme and I have family in PI. That's why I don't like Vegas as a city, but I like people here. And I see a lot of guys. I see guys who were heroes in their countries. They make to UFC. They are thinking they are next Conor McGregors. They are on top of the mountains. But after a couple fights, I see them going home. That's the truth of our work. And sometimes, if you are not ready for another life, you are losing your life. That's why everything what I said, that's the reason. My experience, what I see in life, and that's all. But that doesn't change that I'm very thankful to organization in UFC is giving big support, big help, and big life opportunities to people who are making it, but making it.
Sir. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that insight. That you're also a father providing for your children so they don't have to choose that life. And good luck on Saturday. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.